Receiver, top five.
So I got Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Jamar Chase.
I got Jefferson, Chase, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and CD Lamb.
Where do you have Garrett Wilson?
8.
Okay, yeah, he just missed my top five.
Yeah, he just jumped Amon-Ra this week, so he's
Damn.
yeah, man, he's arrived. Who you high on?
I finally get to say this guy's name in my high on section, and it's Drake London. Because well, he's my wide receiver 33 against the Saints, but this is the moment I've been waiting for. Not that Desmond Ridder will be, a top 30 quarterback or anything like that, but he will be better than Marcus Mariota. And he's a pretty good rushing quarterback, but he's likely going to scramble less than Marcus Mariota. So we should just get more passing volume overall, better targets to London, more targets to London potentially. And London, he flashes upside heading into the bye. He had a 6-catch game for 95 yards. That's what I wanted to see out of him. So I'm viewing Drake London as a low end wide receiver 3 here coming out of the bye. I think they're going to have Ridder ready to go. And I think he'll look a lot better than Mariota. And again, more passing volume. That's really been the thing holding back London and all the other pass catchers, but he is his clear top target. So I think we can safely plug him in as a wide receiver 3 now. And then the other guy is Michael Pittman. I have him wide receiver 20. I think ECR is like something like wide receiver 28. That is way too low. He's coming off a bad game, 2 catches for 16 yards, but that was against Dallas before the bye week. So that was a tough matchup. But this week should bounce back against a pretty bad Vikings defense. They're ranked 27th in DVOA against the pass. This should be a pass-heavy game script for the Colts as well. So Pittman's back in the mid-range wide receiver 2 range for me.
Yeah, I love Pittman as well. I have him wide receiver 21. So I'm right there with you. And that Vikings defense is 26 in DVOA against number 1 receivers. They're not a very good defense. Are the Vikings?
Yeah, that Jameson Williams touchdown, just wide open.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no one was around him. Okay, the first guy I'm high on is for a deeper league, but Tutu Atwell. I have him wide receiver 48, and he's wide receiver 81 consensus. I don't know why people keep ranking him so low. We both watched him. He was Baker Mayfield was going to him early and often, and his route rate has jumped from 47 to 51 to 63% over the last 3 weeks. And he's one of these guys who he could do it multiple ways. He has a high target per route run at 27%, but he also has a super high ADOT. So which is it's over 20. It's 22 yards is his ADOT, and then he's getting targeted about 27% of the time when he runs a route, and his routes are increasing every game. So he could have a blow up game at any point here. And, if the Packers are able to put up some points, I think you might see that. And he also is probably good for a rush attempt every game too. Yeah. So, I have a 33 spot difference. So I just had to mention him as somebody I'm high on. In that same game, I also like Christian Watson. I have him, he inside the top 20. He's running a route over 90% of the time now, which is, I think, what we wanted to see. And so even if he's not getting the touchdown every game, he's usually getting a rush attempt. He's running a route over 90% of the time. And this is a pretty good matchup for Green Bay. So like Watson yet again this week. All right, who are you low on?
Let's see. I am low on DeAndre Hopkins, actually. I kind of laughed when I saw my initial rank for him. It's wide receiver 19.
Ooh.
You're still playing him, obviously. But, with Colt McCoy under center, this is a tougher matchup against the Broncos. Plus, Hollywood Brown is back, commanding his own, target share. Rondale Moore could return this week. He always commands targets when he's on the field, even if it's a limited role. That could eat into Hopkins' target share. Plus, Robbie Anderson was playing pretty well and commanding targets. And, well, Trey McBride isn't exactly Zach Ertz in this offense. He is playing a lot better, so I think his target share is only going to go up. So this is all just coming at the expense of DeAndre Hopkins. I still think he's going to have a good game, but I don't think we can be projecting him our top 5 or even top 10 this week, so he's more of a mid-range wide receiver 2 option this week. I would just lower my expectations is all. And then Brandon Ayuk, I'm low on him again this week. Of course, he was able to cash in with a 2-catch, 57-yard game with a touchdown on his 3 targets last week. But I still think he is going to be the player who sees the biggest decrease with Purdy under center. And now, Debo's out. Obviously, that could benefit Ayuk in terms of targets. But, Brock Purdy's banged up. This is a matchup against the Seahawks where they could just lean on the run a lot more. And, Ayuk will probably face Tariq Woolen quite a bit here. So that could be a really tough matchup for Ayuk. And again, like he just has a lower floor than I think people realize. So he's just a, low end, or I should say high end wide receiver 3 option with a low floor. You still have to play him if he's your best option. It's just, yeah, he's going to have to do a lot on fewer targets going forward.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, that San Francisco team is just, they're gonna run the ball. So, a guy who's getting 3 targets, he's gonna be efficient. Usually is, but yeah, at some point, it's not gonna happen for him. I am low on Gabe Davis, our boy.
How dare you?
I know, man. I've been low on him a lot.
I know.
It's, it's this Bills team is running a little bit more. They're running phone design runs about 40% of the time these days. Last 5 games or so, after doing so about 33% of the time over the first 8. And that's kind of cutting into Davis because he's out there almost every snap. But if the passing attempts are going down, that's going to cut into him. So I have him at wide receiver 35, and he's 29 consensus, so about 6 spots lower there. And another one is DJ Chark. I love what Chark's been doing. I still have him projected to be out there 90% of the time, but tough again. Lions score not nearly as much on the road as they do at home, and even that's kind of reflected in their team total this week. It's around 22, whereas in these last few weeks it's been closer to 30. So the touchdown odds go down, and we don't know exactly, as Jamison Williams gets more integrated into this offense, who is he going to cut into? Is it going to be all Reynolds, or is it going to be a little bit of Chark, a little bit of Reynolds? We don't really know that. So there is some uncertainty there. So I don't think you want to go. I know Chark's been doing really well these last couple of weeks, but I just think there's a lot, there's a low floor for Chark. I guess I'll put it that way. So he is my wide receiver 50, and he is 43 consensus. So yeah, about 7 spots lower. But again, there's nobody on buy, so there's just a lot of players that I think have higher floors in that range. Whereas, if Chark goes from 90% to, let's say, even 75%, that's a big difference when you're talking about nobody on buying, 32 teams, wide receivers out there. So I think we should be a little bit cautious this week. And those Jets cornerbacks, he's going to play outside. He's not really going in a slot a ton. So, you're either going to get lost in the sauce, or you're going to get DJ Reed.
Exactly.
Tough matchup. So I think this is the week to jump off Chark and Mac Hollins. I'm low on him as well. I was high on him last week, and we watched him just I think he had 40 yards on 3 rush attempts.
Yeah. Wait, you're not projecting for 3 or 4 carries this week?
Nah. Just this season average, about 0.3, But again, just a lot of teams on nobody on buy, so just a lot of receivers in the mix in that wide receiver 3-4 mix. So I have him wide receiver 52. He's 45 consensus. And we don't know. You could get Waller and or Renfro back as well, which would also cut into his target share a little bit. So just another guy that I don't think the floor is as high as it's been in recent weeks. And you're playing the Patriots, which is always a pretty tough matchup.
Yeah. Well, not to pile on, our boy Gabe Davis, but I think, he would clearly be impacted if the game has a ton of snow. And plus, since Josh Allen injured his elbow in week 9, I don't think he's ever going to be 100% this year. I bet it's going to bug him the rest of the season. I think that's kind of just limited the offense overall, but also, his connection with Gabe Davis because he's his downfield threat. So yeah, I have Gabe Davis really low. I hate to say it, but he's my wide receiver 38.
Ooh, you're lower than me. Yeah.
Well, I'm really juicing up this snow game, so I'm trying to get ahead of the curve. I think ECR will probably be there by the end of the week. Again, if they don't move to Detroit or somewhere indoors. But I think he unfortunately would be the most impacted by the snow.
I mean, this is the NFL. We can't just move every snow game indoors. Like,
I know, right?
I think that was just like it was a really bad snowstorm. Is it going to be that bad this time, or is it just like a normal?
I think it's going to be pretty bad.
Oh man.
So, and it's on Saturday too. So,
Oh.
we'll at least know what's going on sooner
Yeah.
than later. But yeah, it's supposed to hit Saturday.
All right, what are we doing for the prop?
Got to go with Drake London here. So, how many receiving yards will he have against the Saints this week with Desmond Ridder under center? I have his prop at 44.5. What do you got?
I have 45.
Okay, so over. How many yards are you projecting for Ridder?
That is a good question.
Let's work backwards here.
I have Ridder 153.
Oh, do you have Mariota playing at all? Like,
no,
that's 100% of the snaps for Ridder.
Yeah. I just have him running a ton. Like I mean, it's still a rookie quarterback, in his first start. So I still have the Falcons pretty run heavy. I don't have him doing much. I have him 15 completions. But yeah, I have London at 45, but that's his average, so I gotta go under.
Okay. I'm a little bit higher than you. I've been throwing for at least, 170 yards.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. I'm not projecting for like 250. But certainly a little bit higher than Mariota.
Yeah, I see it. I mean, I might bump him up a little, but I mean, that's not going to change London that much. It'll just
right. Yeah, you're giving London a pretty high target share at that number.
Yeah. I mean, no pits. He's that's where he kind of stands out is his target share. So he has a ton of upside. Good, interesting DFS play.